Talking about the ABC, Gerard, Chairman Ita Buttrose attacked the Morrison government and state governments for giving what she called mixed messages over the danger of the coronavirus, and said they were confusing the public. First of all, is it actually a fair criticism? I know there have been a couple of mixed messages, one where Scott Morrison said he was going to an NRL game just days before crowds that big were banned. But really, is it really a fair criticism on the whole?
No, and I don't think it's the role of the ABC chair to be involved in politics in this way. But it's not a fair criticism. I mean, if you just cast your mind back some weeks, I mean, the Prime Minister was accused for effectively closing the border to people coming from China and sending some people from China over to Christmas Island for a period until they were tested. He was accused of being a racist on the ABC and elsewhere. He was mocked, he was ridiculed, and now we realise that's probably the most important thing the Australian government did in the early stages, and it's since been followed by other governments. So I think that kind of criticism from Ms Buttrose, who I quite like as a person, is unfair, but it's not the role of the ABC chair. That's not why she was appointed, and her role is to see what the ABC is doing in this, and it hasn't been performing all that well, as you saw from the first video.
Yeah, well, look, I think that's a good point. Is it actually also a hypocritical criticism? Because if the ABC is so concerned with putting out a unified message, or everyone singing from the same song sheet, which I actually think, you know, it's superficially attractive, but I think we actually do need to debate stuff that's out there, because who knows what the, what the real approach should be. But if it does want a unified, one message only thing out there, why is the government, why is the ABC itself, a national broadcaster, attacking the government and its health advisors for keeping schools open for now? Here's the ABC's health reporter saying, oh no, this is all rubbish.
We've got to stop. We've got to shut down schools. We're, to be blunt, dicking around, and we've just got to shut stuff down now.
Now, I like Norman Swan. I respect him, but isn't that criticism also confusing the public?
Well, it's very confusing. And also the use of words like dicking around. I mean, that's just abuse. That's not analysis. Norman Swan is better than that. But the ABC itself is confused, because if you go to yesterday's ABC breakfast program on television, News Breakfast, Norman Swan was on saying you should shut the schools, and he was being supported very strongly by the presenter Michael Rowland. This morning on the same program, Michael Rowland sympathetically interviewed a professor from the University of New South Wales, and she said that she thought at this stage, it was best to keep the schools open. So the ABC is giving different messages, and yesterday the ABC's education and science and medical reporters also said there was an argument to keep the schools open. So Norman Swan's saying one thing, ABC journalists are saying another thing, the ABC chairman's in the middle accusing the government of not giving a coherent message. The ABC's not giving a coherent message.
Well, the ABC keeps telling us, listen to the scientists when it comes to global warming. Well, the scientists are saying closing the schools now will actually probably cause more trouble than it solves. So how about listening to those scientists? Gerard Henderson, thank you so much indeed for your time.